I'm keeping this video short because I have just got my hands on Destiny and I'm very eager to get playing on that. But I can't help it, I was running out of supplies, getting a little bit of Red Bull, making sure I have milk for my coffee, all these things so I can sit down and thoroughly enjoy a new game that's just been released. We're talking just past few hours. I'm well ready to go. I have cameras, I have streaming accounts, I have ability to record, I have all these things set up and good to go. But as I was going down the road, I quickly popped into Twitter and browsed around. And this is something that still scares me. GamerGate's been going on and we're getting close to a month now. And we have Mundane Matt and we have... I think Camera Girl is gonna come up with, well, Lady with Camera, whatever she's called, she's gonna come up with some really in-depth details about what's really going on with this indie scandal, the Indiecade and indie game fund things, which is at the very heart of the Gamergate. And whilst it may have started and people may have glossed it over and understood that it's something to do with Zoe, that's sort of the fuck up that she did, and pun intended, the fuck up that she did is what really turned the lens on. But media, mainstream media still seems to not understand what's going on. And even IGN published 8 hours ago, as I'm speaking this morning on the 9th of September, it's 9:30 here in UK. And 8 hours ago, so sometime, I would say it's like, what, 1 o'clock in the morning, so it would be around 8 in the evening for US people. There's just a headline from IGN, and I'm not really sure, I'm gonna have to double check. The title is saying, what is happening to the term gamer at the moment? And it's supposed to be an opinion ad, but you can't find it. If you go to IGN, you get greeted with the Mario in the castle. I'm sorry, the article is in the next castle. That kind of thing. 404 not found. And it seems that they may have thrown in and explained something. The only thing that I'm managing to get up on my screen is that they're trying to describe this opinion ad, which is quite likely coming from one of these boyfriends or wherever it is trying to determine and saying that there is like a war, there is a battle. And the thing you can read is that it claims that there's some kind of tug of war and now the rope has broken and everyone has fallen down in the mud. This is far from it. But the thing is, mainstream journalists have picked up on this and they're still trying to do this. I know a few of the articles I'm still reading from The Guardian, Daily Mail, BBC and everything, they have very outdated information or no information at all. You can tell that they haven't done a proper journalistic job of trying to find this out. For them, Anita Sarkeesian and that ugly little bunch are still very much held in high regard. They think they're the sun and whatever they say is the absolute and divine truth. It's getting scarily close to how these people are being thought of as religious figures in the mainstream journalist eyes. But beside that, this so-called tug of war that this opinion ad was trying to do, it's had very much that scent of gamers are dead, gamers are useless, gamers are gone, just go and screw yourself. Because it's not a tug of war. It is us gamers for once saying, enough is enough. We don't want to have this shit anymore. We are putting our foot down, we're drawing the line in the sand. We're not gonna let you continue to bully, harass, and ruin what is our world, our culture. Because that's all they're doing. And with the latest information that came out last night, I've only heard Mundane Matt's version of it. And apparently Short Fat Otaku is the channel to check out on YouTube to see when this video from Camera Lady or whatever it comes out with in-depth details. It's supposed in-depth details. I haven't seen, I haven't heard. I have a very much higher trust now for people like Mundane Matt than I've ever had for any kind of supposed game journalist be it mainstream media, be it any kind of printed game magazine, or these bloggers online. I've never had a very high trust for them because it's always been favors and whatnot. It's never been a mystery. What is a very damning thing is the traces they find about how much racketeering it seems to have been going on around the indie game funds and being pushing through games that they themselves have profit for. Whilst they're trying to say, oh no, we have nothing to do with this. This is a game we recommend for you because, well, this is really good. Now, in fairness, I haven't played Fez, I haven't played any of these other games that are supposedly involved in this kind of investors themselves becoming judges, pushing through games and giving them the highest rewards and remarks possible for their own financial gains. Sad to say, we humans are very much that sad. We are that pathetic. Well, I'm coming back to why I'm putting my foot down when it comes to this GamerGate. Why I'm highlighting, why I'm sharing. I'm not letting it rest because I think enough is enough for me, and from my perspective, I'm not too worried about what they're doing in the indie game and how they're holding each other's backs and whatnot. I do worry about the fact that they're trying to reach into my pocket and say that I have to pay for a certain game rather than being allowed the freedom to explore games. That's why I love channels like Total Biscuit, that he does reviews of AAA games, but every now and then, and quite often, there are games that you would not even have looked twice at, even when you're a person that's looking for these kinds of games. So I'm trusting people more and more to that end, and I'm hoping that there will be a crew putting together a loosely termed coin of phrase or something, like the Council of Gamers, which could be some kind of loosely held together people that get together and really try to provide good content. I mean, we have the rationalists that are mainly the part of the people that are quite listening to this. If you're not on Facebook, check out the rationalists YT. They do talk about a lot of good stuff, and they do cover a little bit about GamerGate themselves. And I think something like that could probably be what saves the not the journalism, because I don't think the gaming industry needs the journalism anymore, because we've seen the apathy of mainstream media journalists. They really don't give a fuck, and when they do, they couldn't even be bothered to just do a 5-minute Google search to figure out what is going on. Clearly evidenced by all the writings you see. Just pick your biggest brand's news website, look through the technology or gaming section, and you will find them just pouring praise over people like Anita Sarkeesian, like it would be the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. And their hate and their disdain for gamers. So I say we don't need them. Rather that we could have use of a proper thing. That's why I'm saying make something like the Council of Gamers or something, the Round Table of Gamers, whatever, and have it that anyone can participate, anyone can submit stuff and everything, and just have a few good voices that can clearly communicate, clearly speak through, clearly tell people what's going on, why they like a certain game, and really showcase that they have no financial interest other than your click and view on the video. I don't mind being baited to watch a video. What I do mind is someone pushing a game under my nose, telling me that, oh, we have no interest or financial interest of this, and then they own 10% of that game's profits or whatnot. That's more of an issue for me. Well, I'm rambling on a little bit here because I'm trying to be a little bit concise, trying to give a little bit of length to this video. But all I know is that try to check out this thing with IGN, see if any one of you can dig up the article in full. It is definitely has the stench of being this kind of gamers are dead, and I really don't agree with that. And here's the thing: I spent midnight up at the local game store. Thanks ever so much for the staff working there, in case you happen to be one of them listening. Fantastic crew, made a nice decent launch of the game Destiny. But when I was standing there, I had an hour, so pretty much thinking, just looking around. I was number 15 in the queue, and I did take a little bit of a head count. I mean, gamers are supposed to be white, cis, and I have no fucking clue why it's called cis. It's just white and male. That's the default. That's the majority. That is the norm for the male species on this planet when it comes to humans. There is no cis. There is no need for that. But that's what we're being accused of. We're white, cis, male, typically hating females, and like so much that the women in our vicinity would just burst into flames because of all the hatred that pours out of us, like we're some kind of Sith Lord from Star Wars. But I took a head count. There were 14 people ahead of me. 8 of them were black. So we had 8 black people ahead of me. 4 were women. And me and 2 other guys were in the whiter range, I should say. I know I'm white, straight, cis male, whatever you call it. Overprivileged, not middle class, but hey, if a few of the shoes fit, wear them. And I looked down the line. I turned around and tried to figure out, hang on a minute, the people ahead of me, I would consider them more of a gamer than me, because they had a little bit more time to run to a queue for a popular game, take the time off in the middle of a week, work night, school night, whatever you call it, to get the game, to get home, more than likely start playing it. They're not gonna get up in time for any kind of work or anything tomorrow. That's what I would say is a gamer. But as I looked down the line, I saw the color was definitely getting more whiter. There were still a lot of people from all over the globe. I saw every kind of ethnicity you can think of. And while I didn't count everyone, I think it was about 250 people in total for this tiny little queue. The mixture, I would say, was sort of 50-50 between women and men. The walks of life that they seemed to come from. Behind me there was a girl that definitely could have been working fashion industry, as in makeup, makeup artists. Just visual judgment I'm doing here, as in trying to think what someone could work in, because it was easy to see what one of the white guys that was standing in line in front of me was working with. He was definitely working one of these warehouse, hard works, maybe even construction site worker or something, because he had suntan, his muscles were gnarly, his hands looked like they actually were used to lift heavy tools. It was all these kind of traces of someone actually doing physical labor, not sitting in front of a computer all day. So I tried to look around, and we had every possible thing. I had people in proper boardroom business suits standing there, a little bit elder generation, both black and white, feeling that they came from the same company or PR agency or whatever they were, but they did look more sharply dressed. We had overweight people, and I do remember them from teenagers to late agers. I can't even describe their age because my mind is really not tuned to being that judgmental, but I was trying to ascertain the categories of people who were standing in line for a midnight release for a big game that was coming out. And what I saw was definitely not this white, straight, cis, what the fuck you want to try and describe it as. I saw a community community of people with one interest, which makes that their culture. Which one interest they're so invested in that they are ready to stand at midnight to spend hundreds of pounds for a computer game. Now, for those of you that don't even know what Destiny is, it's the next big thing in online multiplayer. It's a shoot 'em up. It's a game Anita Sarkeesian definitely do not like to play. It's fun, humoristic. It's created by the people that created Halo. So if you know what Master Sergeant is, you know what Halo is. These are the kind of people. They know what a good shoot 'em up is. It's, from what I played so far, it's very, very fun. It's nice, it's beautiful, it's fantastic. They have an idea that this game is going to be around for the next 10 years. It's going to have the same lifespan as the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One consoles will have support for. So it's fairly big. It's not a small undertaking they've done. PR campaigns and all that aside, they've done it successfully. But what still surprised me and what really gives me confidence is, whilst I am the tiny minority, which the mainstream journalism is trying to say, that it's just a tiny minority being pissed off at the big group of games journalists. It's rather the other way around. But I do realize that the white cis male in gaming community, whilst we may be numerous in society, I really don't think we're that numerous in the gaming world, at least not where I live. I would say it's a very, very evenly balanced between men, women, every ethnicity you can think of, every walk of life you can think of. But that's the thing, that's what makes a gamer a gamer. Your skin color, your gender, your disability, your inabilities, your weaknesses, your insecurities, all of that goes away. If you can hold the control in your hand, if you can steer and move your character, you can adapt, you can quickly learn, and you are something else. Your real life weaknesses, if you like, have nothing to do with your abilities online. Well, my name is Jim. I'm signing off now because I'm really jonesing to get going and playing this game. Sorry for ranting, and I think I did promise in the last video about fake threats and whatnot to not talk more about this. It seems that GamerGate is not gonna go anywhere anytime soon. It seems that we're just getting deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of just how much shit it is. And I, for one, am hoping, and if you know a journalist, if you know someone writing opinions, blogs or whatever, tell them that there is more to it. That mainstream have been led to believe that these Anita Sarkeesians are some kind of victims, some kind of white knight, some kind of, I don't know. Tell them to really look into it. Tell them that there is a truth waiting to get out there that isn't being told, being ignored, because you know what, it's a little bit of hard work. And you know what, these people have dug this shit up about Indicate and whatnot. They've done some proper journalism. I expected more from the real journalists out there. You know, the people that we are being compared to, that are doing bad against, the ISIS. We gamers are being compared to being ISIS, killing journalists and whatnot. Well, we might kill off a few bloggers in the sense that they won't have any readership anymore because their bullshit is being exposed. Keep the fight up, try to keep this GamerGate going, and I'm thinking it got enough momentum on its own, we want the answers. It's not gonna go anywhere, and I think people that are at the center of this will keep it up in the air for a very long time. And I have to agree with Anonymous on this. We will not forgive, we will not forget. This is very much beyond the bullying. It's a betrayal of something that is so fantastic as the gaming culture. Peace out, guys, and until next time, I'm hoping it will be soon, but I have a destiny that awaits me.